Hi, and welcome to the Partner Playbook. My name is Tonya Gentry. I'm the Chief Sales Officer for Big Red Media, MSP Success Magazine. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Stan de Boisset, Senior Vice President with Mimecast. Stan, thanks for joining.
Well, thank you for having me, Tony. I really appreciate you giving us this time and opportunity to meet your customers.
Wonderful. So for those that are listening, I always ask this at the beginning. Tell us a little bit about your company in case they don't know much.
Yeah, I think Mimecast has been known for the last 20 years as an email protection company. We protect email, our customers through emails and all the adjacent technologies like DMARC, archive, and so on. But if you look into the how the business has evolved in the past few years, the way we collaborate, the use of tools we've been having in the last few years has really changed. So we moved from one single tool called email to do the primary type of communications, and we send files, with attachment to USB or file sharing, and that changed completely now. We use Slack with emojis and smileys, and I've termed all this. We collaborate on SharePoint. We collaborate. Perhaps you and I could do a whiteboard session, right now on Zoom. Right. So things have changed dramatically. And if you think about it, the cyber attacks are being more and more sophisticated, and collaboration is more and more sophisticated. So if you think about it, in the last few years, the way we collaborate has changed, the data has changed, but the humans are still humans, right? And while the humans are the best assets for a company, they are also the greatest vulnerability, all right? And that's where we play a role now. So Mimecast, we want to become the securing the human risk in the company by putting the human of the center of everything we do, protecting the data, protecting the collaboration, protecting the compliance, and that's where our new Mimecast Human-Centric strategy comes in. Last but not least, we are at 20 years old. I mentioned, we have around 42,000 customers. We protect 20 million people, right, in over 100 countries, and we process around 7 billion interactions every day. So that's giving about how we're known, where we are, and where we're going.
Wow, that's incredible. So let's talk a little bit about the partner program, right? That's what we're on here. What are some of the key features and benefits for your program?
Yeah, so put some context for the viewers. So Mimecast, you can consume Mimecast in different ways. One, we have partner first company. So you can go to the traditional resellers, right? That's known already by everybody here. And you can also consume Mimecast with MSP and MSSP, depending on the type of offering you have out there. So our program is really composed of few elements. Number one is providing the best products offering adapted to an MSP and MSSP, giving them tools to basically operate it and to manage the customers, then the resources, that they need to learn and be developed, and the last one, the support to be able to be reactive to the customers. So if you allow me just to drill down quickly on each of the elements.
That'd be awesome.
So around products, I think that's an evolving world. In Mimecast, we keep on innovating in our products. So being a part of Mimecast and MSP, you really have the latest and greatest kind of technology available for your customers. So as an example, business email compromise has been on the rise. It's something we call payload-less attacks. You receive an email that says, hey, do a wire transfer, follow up on chat, and so on. That's all in natural language processing. Now all our products will have it built in. So that's a good first example of a good access you have out there. Then the tools to operate. MSPs, they run a service for a customer, so they have to be super operational for it. So we have, for example, two good ways of operating the business. One is through portal. They can do everything on our portal. They can create customers, they can procure customers, can add products, change quantity, terminate the customer. It's really a lot of self-service with the back support of our team, and I will explain in a minute. But many of them say, well, actually, I have many vendors. I cannot go to all the portal of every vendor. What I want to have is really full automation through API. So we have a full API framework today where you can perform every single transaction through an API. All right. So if you're integrating your tech stack and you want to develop your own front end for your customers, you could do that. Mentioned as well, I mentioned about support enablement. I think we have MSPs around the world, right? As Mimecast started in a few countries around the world, English speaking, we're really in an expansion strategy right now. So we're going everywhere. We opened last month in Indonesia, the months before in Mexico. We have now people in Spain, in Italy. We're going to go in India. We're going to go to many other places over the world. So we have MSPs everywhere in the world, and they say, we want to have a 24/7 support. And I don't want to go every time to a basic support and so on. So we've really got to have an advanced support for our customers and MSPs, so they can really have the best in-class and fast response to the customers. What every vendor, I think, serious vendor will also offer is a comprehensive training, and certification process. So as the customer, if you buy a service for someone, you want to make sure they have been well trained and they can really respond well to attacks and threats. And we offer this service. It's free, of course. All MSP can learn, how to kind of block threats and learn the basic of cybersecurity, but also how to best operate, our products. Last but not least, about the program, I think, and that's something that we just launched. In November, the Partner One MSP program was just launched. We offer also, performance incentives, so a very comprehensive way to kind of grow in Mimecast. So your incentive will evolve as you grow with us. The more, a bit like an airline, you travel with the airline, more points you have and more benefits you have. I think with Mimecast do the same. So the better you be your pricing, you will have access to unlocking, new budget for you to perhaps do MDF. You and I were talking offline about it.
Yeah.
New incentive will launch back in rebates. We'll launch many things that make it really super kind of attractive for partners. So hopefully that gives you in a 3 minute summary of what we have out there.
That's amazing. As far as the program itself, are you seeing, I know you guys just had an enhancement less than a month ago or last month. Yeah. Are there any other enhancements that you're seeing coming out maybe at the beginning of 2025, or what are you looking at as far as the program itself?
Yeah, I mean, we have not invested enough in the program in the past, and that's something we're changing in 2024. Right, so we're on the start of the journey of really rebranding everything we have. From being even more efficient, into the way an MSP will operate Mimecast. We're going to launch, early next year, a completely front-end revamp of the portal, just so it's easier navigation, easier access. We're going to launch a new support kind of ticketing. You have the technical support, but you also have your account support. I won't change this to that. Today you have to do it through email and interactions. We're going to offer it, ticketing system where they can have access to our part operations on the back end. So, and then we're going to offer more and more services as well, and that'll be available for MSPs, like data exfiltration access. All stuff thing will be offered in 2025. What we aim to do, if we're not yet there, we aim to give super high visibility to everyone about what's coming up 6 months and 1 year from now. And the thing I'm the most excited about for 2025, and starting January 6th, we are offering brand new bundles, super adaptive to the need of customers, well priced, but more than that is the basic, we call it critical protect, will have so much protection built in, all right, at such a great price point that will allow, MSPs to really kind of adjust the offering. So that'd be, for me, the biggest change in 2025 and starting January 6th.
Oh, very soon. Just
like in 2 weeks. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what does Mimecast look for in an MSP? And then if I'm coming on as a new partner, how can I be successful with you guys?
Yeah. So as I mentioned quickly earlier, is we really have a solution that address different type of MSP and MSSP. So the one we really want to provide IT outsourcing to customers, and the one we want to provide one deeper cybersecurity offering. So first of all, I think like every other vendor, we want to partner with the best, and the number one thing I think that my advice to partners and what we're looking for is the one really focus on the customers. Say we want to focus on the one who we understand the needs, and we're not going to be commoditized, because a lot of the MSPs have been commoditized and therefore have a high churn. So we're looking for the one who differentiate themselves, whether they have an industry expertise, they are expert in law firms, for example, or whether they have, advanced differentiated services. They could provide, for example, end user training, phishing simulation, malware detection and response center. They'll offer something that really adds up from just being a sum of products and that they have for the customers. I think that what we like and we see a massive value for MSPs when they really play the card of playing with vendors, we integrate with each other, all right? And I think the Technology Alliances program that we have is very robust, all right? Whether you say, hey, I offer Microsoft and I want to complement my Microsoft solution because I offer them for Office, then we plugged into Microsoft. We are fully integrated. If you say, oh, actually, I'm offering Palo Alto networks, great, because now we can do threat intel sharing with Palo Alto networks. So we're doing the integration at this level that really amplifies completely the value for customers. For MSSPs, all right, we offer even an amplified value. Where they have an endpoint security connection, say, hey, we offer a Sentinel-1 or CrowdStrike, a solution that's completely connected. And you remember the story I was sharing earlier about human risk. That's where it all comes together.
Right.
We secure the human. Tonya, in your company, where you don't have to be a cybersecurity expert, but we can really secure you. We can take the insight from the endpoints from CrowdStrike and Sentinel-1. We can take insight from the firewall, insight for email from Mimecast, can take insight from our data exploitation stuff and show a risk scoring. So that's where the integration of technologies really come and become real. So we're looking for this part to really look at these kind of differentiated services.
Yeah, so MSPs that are really trying to elevate themselves, right? The ones that are trying to be that security partner for their community. It sounds like, which that's a lot of our listeners. I know they take it very seriously. When they're bringing on new products and new customers for themselves. Feedback. I always ask that. I like to hear from the vendors. I talk to vendors every day, but I love to hear, and I think our community loves to hear, like, what feedback are you getting from, your MSPs that you guys are working with right now?
So I think I'm hearing a lot of partners concerned about, the fact that today the customers are, I would not say moody, but they are easy to change. And for them, they have to really reinvent themselves. To this, I'm saying, really first of all, connect with vendors, because often, MSPs have an offer, a bundle offer, call it Cyber1, that has its services in there. And sometimes they do not integrate the latest and greatest option that vendors have to offer. So I think embrace what they offer, or the vendors have to offer. In Mimecast, we've developed so many new things and want to make sure, our MSP benefit from it, so they differentiate themselves. I think the other thing I'm hearing a lot is about, the staff retention. It's a bit of a challenge as well. A lot of them are being challenged with the fact that, their own employees move around quite a bit. They will go to a bigger company, a vendor, whatever, and so on. And I think invest in your people, I think, is the one thing that I've been learning myself, in doing with our own teams. But when you invest, you develop your people, you leverage again vendors' programs and expose them, go to events like the one you're offering and so on. That's what creates, your brand. That's what creates, your value, and that's, what will be a long run. And the last one, I think I mentioned already, I think one size doesn't fit all. I think about, offering from I will call it the critical elements of an offering that really to kind of attract customers to you, but offer them an easy migration path. What we find out, and the data tells us that a lot of the customers who join from an MSP stick to a program. They don't evolve that much, all right? Maybe that's the nature of it. The SMB are not really looking to change so much. At the same time, there's so much to offer, sometimes for a little more, and the customer can benefit so much, and it creates stickiness for the MSP and the customers. So I think building up, a growing packages that are easy to migrate, well priced against it. So sometimes work your vendors to say, hey, we have other perspectives sometimes, and help them do that. That could always be something they could benefit from.
Yeah, I hear that a lot of the same things where, or we want the MSP community to know that, you guys put hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars into these programs and the things that you're doing out there. And it's vital that they get you guys involved when they're having these conversations or putting things together, or just to look at all the different, pieces that are available to them that you're out there. So I'm glad you're hearing that too. Last question. Really, what is there anything else that you want us to know? Anything else about 2025? I can't believe I'm saying 2025. I actually had to say something about 2026 the other day. I'm like, it's crazy how quick this goes. But anything else that you'd like for us to know before we sign off here?
Well, first of all, I think the MSP business is on the rise. When you think about, the evolution of cyber threats from everywhere, it's very, very hard to catch up. And many customers, they want to do their business. They want to be a lawyer. They want to be a marketing agency. They want to be, a tech firm. They cannot keep up with all the threats going on. So MSP for the SMB and mid-sized companies is on the rise. All data tell you this. So I think that's a good opportunity for them to know they're on the right track, number one.
Yeah.
And Mimecast, 50%, we have over 23,000 customers today who consume Mimecast through MSPs. That's a growth area for us. We're investing heavily in it. I mentioned some of the areas we're developing right now, and it's a big investment for us. We're going to keep on developing it. So we have partners who've been there for many, many years with us and want to kind of grow it and add more partners. Whether that's because we're going to new geos, we're opening up, I mentioned earlier, Indonesia. So if you have any customers, partners from Indonesia, they can go there. But also, we'll invest, in the type of services we can offer and consume. So Mimecast, we are full on this, and we invest in people, support, process, products. So hopefully, your listeners and your readers will see that we're here for business. We're open for business with them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stan, for spending some time with me, and for all the MSPs that are watching this clip of the Partner Playbook. More to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.